Hello YouTube, it's Persistence. I know I haven't made a DC video in a while. I think I took like a month to 3-week break, and that's due in part to stuff that's been going on in real life. Some of you guys don't know, but I'm a college student and I go to school 3 times a week, and on top of that I work 3 days a week most times, or if not, like 2 days or just 1 day a week. But you know, I'm a full-time college student, so I take 4 courses, so it's just I don't really have the time to sit and play DC like I used to back in the day. And another reason why was because I just kind of lost the love that I have for the game, and that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about how elite content could be more difficult, and why content seems like, at least to me, is getting easier and easier. Now, I think one of the reasons why, by the way, I didn't prepare to make this video, so just try to keep up with me. I think one of the reasons why is because we're getting these powerful artifacts and these amazing upgrades as we rank up our artifacts, and we're getting more powerful and powerful. But then the devs are not really focusing on making content difficult in a way that we have to work together, but instead what they are doing, as I notice, is they just increase the amount of bosses that we fight or the amount of ads that we fight in elite content, and in reg too. That's how raids are made, and that doesn't work if they're giving us these amazing artifacts like Eye of the Gemini artifact. Like, let's say you have 2 healers and 1 tank with 160 Eye of the Gemini artifacts, and they're popping their supers constantly. Like, they have 25% supers and they're just popping them non-stop. The green circle, DPSs will get inside of it, and the DPSs will have infinite supers from the beginning of the raid to the end. And that's terrible, especially if the DPSs have like 25% supers or 50% supers that they can spam back to back without barely any cooldowns. Because what that's going to do is we're just going to get through content extremely fast. And okay, so let me give you good examples of raids that you can't just burn through everything and just get done with the raid. Good example of raids that are difficult, in my opinion, would be like DWF Elite Last Boss, Hive Elite Last Boss, and US Elite. And the reason why those raids are good is because you didn't just worry about having a tank that can withstand 10 ads, or a tank that can kite 2 bosses in a great way so you could just burn through content. You know, you actually had to worry about the mechanics. Hive Elite Last Boss, the Terra fight, is difficult for tanks. The tank on Terra, at least, is very difficult for that tank, because not only does Terra have a lot of mechanics, like she stomps the ground, she puts dots on the tanks and stuff like that. Not only that, but then during the ads phase, the DPSs have to work together to transport the rocks and burn the ads fast. And on top of that, there's a poison mechanic on the ground in that fight, which makes it really difficult on the tank, because Terra hits hard, she has a lot of mechanics, and on top of that, the tank takes these heavy dots, which puts stress on the healers, which puts stress on the troll, and it's just going to make it harder as a whole for the group, because you're not just worried about burning through everything and staying alive and worrying about these random one-shots that happen, like Crown Elite Last Boss, for example. Crown Elite Last Boss, literally you have a tank that will grab Aquamancer or Cairo or War Magus with the ads, and then the other tank will just stay on Merc, and then you're just burning Merc the whole time. You don't even worry about the ads or the other sub bosses on the other tank. That tank just has to stay alive, and then you're worrying about Merc the whole time. You know, raids like that are just, it just doesn't work. I don't understand. Like, it's very simple to me. Like, they could make a lot of mechanics in that fight, you know what I mean? They could have a mechanic where every time Merc Red Skulls, there will be like a poison mechanic on the ground or something like that. Let me turn on the music in game because it's distracting. So yeah, and another thing is bosses are predictable. I was just talking with a friend. I was talking to my friend about this yesterday on how bosses are super predictable, and it's literally the same shit over and over. Now I'm speaking for the tanks. You know, why some of us tanks think that the game's boring, or why a lot of content to us might not seem that difficult, especially if you know what you're doing. If you're really good at kiting and stuff like that, like a lot of content that comes out nowadays is very easy. It's just tank and spank, and I think that's due in part to bosses being very predictable. Because, like, let's face it, Merc, yeah, he's a difficult boss. He hits hard. That's the only thing about him. He hits hard, and the Red Skull mechanic that he has drains your health to like 20%, but then you can pop a soda right afterwards, or you can use Amazonian deflection and deflect the stun, and you'll just take the damage, but then you can pop a cola right afterwards, and you have full health again. And you can kite him around and avoid the big damage that he does with the flurry combo that he has with the one-handed and stuff like that. So bosses being predictable, that's like, for example, King Shark, first fight of Crown Elite. Literally, you can keep a good distance between you and King Shark when you're tanking him, and every time you see King Shark block, you either block or hold triangle. I usually hold block when I see a boss block from a distance, because that boss will lunge you right afterwards, and then the boss will get knocked down, and then you can go to where the boss is at and do the same thing over and over, and hold triangle when he's blocking to block break him and stuff like that. You know, it's just easy. Like, bosses are so dumb, like they're idiots. So it's just, boss fights are literally the same shit over and over. That's why I loved SM so much, was because bosses are predictable in SM, of course, but as you go up in rounds, they hit extremely fucking hard. So no matter what you do, no matter, like, if you kite the shit out of a boss, that boss will still hit you hard. Like, if the boss has a mechanic where he throws pebbles, that pebble will hit you so fucking hard if you're on round 17, you know. That's what I liked. That's why I liked SM. And yeah, what was I saying? Damn, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, raids like US Elite, where it's mechanically heavy, you have to worry about strafing runs, you have to worry about the lightning Ultimate Soldier does, you have to worry about the little grenades that he throws, you have to worry about the flamethrower that he has, you have to watch your positioning, and on top of that, you got to watch out for the ads. And also, when the ads first come out, you can't be next to the teleporter that they come out of, or else you're gonna die. Things like that make elite content difficult, you know. And back to what I was saying about powerful artifacts, they're giving us all these amazing artifacts, and we're getting stronger and stronger, but then what good does it do in elite if all they're doing for elite content is just throwing a bunch of ads at us and increasing the amount of bosses that we fight? You know what I mean? It's like, we're getting super fucking strong, and we have rage. You can have 3 rage DPSs and have 2 healers and a tank with maxed out Eye of the Gemini artifacts, and those rage DPSs can spam berserks on ads and bosses 24/7, and maybe all those 3 DPSs are precision based, so they can dual wield flurry with berserk on bosses, and literally you'll melt everything. You know, it's like, there has to be a balance. And even for tanks, like the Manacles of Force artifact that I have, this artifact right here absorbs 50% of incoming damage that replies over the next 5 seconds. Cooldown for, okay, so Resolute, like, all shield cooldowns are reduced by 10%. Okay, I mean, what good does that do if content is not getting more difficult? You know, it's like, we're getting super strong, but then elite content is like the same every single time they release a DLC. Like, what good does that do? Like, why am I getting this strong for? Almost, you know, that's the part of the reason why I stopped grinding to max CR. Yeah, I'm lazy, but, you know, if stuff was really difficult and if I was getting my ass kicked in raids, I would try to gear up to be max. But there's like no point, because elite content is the same shit over and over. It's very, very easy. I'm not gonna say very, very easy. I'm exaggerating when I say that, because I run with a lot of good people, but that's what elite is, you know. Not everybody can be elite in life, or, you know, just the word elite. Like, elite is supposed to be something only very few people can do. You know, it just shouldn't be catered towards people who run reg all the time and want to jump into elite and just, you know, struggle for like 2 hours and beat it. It shouldn't be like that. It should just, elite content should be difficult as fuck. Like, it should be super hard. First boss, second boss, and last boss. All 3 bosses should be the same difficulty, and they should be extremely, extremely hard to beat. Like, elite content, in my opinion, is like a Terra fight for first boss, Terra fight for second boss, and a Terra fight for last boss type of stuff, type of difficulty. You know, that should be elite. So I think that's all I needed to say for this video. I might have missed some things, but if you watched the video up to now, comment down below and let me know if you feel the same way, because that's how I genuinely feel about the game right now. I know a new DLC is coming out on the 28th of March. I'll see how that DLC is, and I'll decide whether or not I'll keep playing this game, because I don't want to keep on spending money to get myself stronger, but then elite content is just the same shit, and it's just boring. You're just literally beating elite to get renown and get elite gear. It's not even worth it, you know. I want to feel satisfied when I beat elite. You know, I just don't want to beat it and be like, I'm max renown, let me get my elite gear now. You know, that's not what elite should be, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys when I upload another video.